What's up, guys? Total Control 871. Alright, I have been sitting here for about 15 minutes collecting my thoughts, and it's been like super quiet. Let's see if our vlogging Murphy's Law kicks in. As soon as you hit record, every screaming child, every dropped loud noise begins to happen. Alarm bells, the most loudest things on wheels start rolling by feet away. Trying to make myself laugh. Hopefully you too. I've got like I am absolutely filled to the brim with fear and anxiety. There's only 5 days left. I'm trying to take a page out of David Pakman, and he seems to do rather well with his crowdfunding. So I will indeed be issuing multiple videos, trying to keep them short. Multiple videos, so I'm sorry, I don't mean to spam up you guys' feed. It's just very important that I get the message out. Like I say, I'm not accustomed to asking people for money. I've worked for my money my entire life. Okay, yes, very filled with a lot of fear and anxiety. We only have 5 days left. We're counting down. We need to get this money together so that we can pay for these transcripts, and it's not only transcripts, but there's also Xeroxing involved as well. We might even need more than $2,000 for both cases. So I already know the second case, the Robert Shepard case from Superior Court. It's very long. We were in there a couple of hours, and I was definitely fighting tooth and nail. So that transcript, I'm pretty sure it's going to be about a couple hundred pages long. And as we saw from the chart I showed you, each page is like almost $5. So we have hundreds and hundreds of pages, each one costing $5. And then after that, we're going to need hundreds of dollars to create all of the very many Xeroxed copies to go out to municipal superior prosecutor's office, and ultimately to the appellate division court in Trenton. So it's very difficult compartmentalizing the anxiety right now. I'm fighting very hard to hold that back. I'm focusing on tomorrow. I do get paid tomorrow. I need to do a little bit of laundry. I won't have time to do a full laundry run. I borrowed quite a bit of money, not too much, but I borrowed some money. I need to repay the people that I owe. I definitely want all debts settled before the end comes. I need all debts settled. I gotta run around, get a little bit of laundry done, see if I can get a shower in, make my way to the people that I owe. I'm still going to motion in Trenton for free transcripts. I'm going to motion and the R-271. Indigency and consequence are not mutually exclusive as far as the lane control saga goes. We have two different cases. We got lane control saga, and we have Lord of the Lies Robert Shepard's case. Those are two different cases that have to go to Trenton. Now it is true, lane control saga, the 39414 I was never ever in jeopardy. There is no component of that law that calls for incarceration or suspension of driver's license. However, both Lane Control and Robert Shepard's are indeed both criminal cases. And because they are criminal cases, therefore that should entitle me to free transcripts. My classification of being indigent is not what's in question here. They're calling that the case is of no consequence. They're calling it of no consequence, but that is not mutually exclusive to your indigency. I'm trying very hard to make you understand. I don't know how much you want to understand. I need to get. I'm gonna see if I can get something to eat tonight. I've got $1.56, and I think that should be enough for a Tontino pizza. And Walmart's raised their prices. It's $1.36 now. It used to be $1.06, 36 now. Yeah. So let's see. What else do I need to tell you? I remember now. Yes. I wanna convey to you, speak to you about the severity of the problem, because we hear the courts talk about of no consequence. These judges, they sit on their benches. How would they feel about doing their job without screeners, metal detectors and screeners and things? It's a consequence. You know, if they feel that it's not consequence because they're not on the road. You know, they live in their vehicles. I'm trying to talk to you about how the encroachment. You can't pay. You can't pay, and you cannot yield. That will not solve the problem. I truly do hope you understand that. So many of you have said before, just pay and leave. That will not solve the problem. I have been written many tickets over years now. I've paid thousands of dollars unlawfully in fines. This will not go away. I've told you before, you cannot run from your bullies. You have to stand and you have to face them. It's like I can feel my heart in my throat. They'll keep writing the tickets. That's not a theoretical analysis. That is a factual analysis. I know this because they have kept writing the tickets. If I pay these tickets, they'll only write more tickets. Civil rights are never ever advanced until there's been a death toll paid. It's not that I feel myself to be some sort of a martyr. That isn't it at all. It's just very sad that people have to die. And it does have to be a suicide. Were I to capitulate to their hazardous manner of driving, the manner of riding that has led to 2 hit and runs thus far, and which will lead to another. I mean, my God, we already see how close the trucks and cars come to me when I try to lane share. It will only be a matter of time before I am hit and killed. What happens next? What do drivers and police say in that scenario? They say, maybe you shouldn't be on the road at all. Coming down today on Leipzig Avenue, driver gets too close. I pull up to the light intersection there at 40, and I say to him very nicely, I say, next time, not so close, okay? You got to get on the sidewalk. So not only does he, with this driver, not want lane control, they're not even happy with lane sharing. Now it's get on the sidewalk. Oh, and by the way, Leipzig Avenue has almost no sidewalk whatsoever. What sidewalk, you know? It's like I say, how Judge Taylor has ruled. She wants cyclists to be the church mice. She wants cyclists to be that thing that scurries along the curb. Think of it like this, because we're talking about mice, right? Pachyderms, elephants, that would be your cars and trucks. It is like saying they get to thunder down the road, just stomping and walking and down our road, elephant, and it is up to the mouse to, constantly be looking where the next foot is going to come down and zip and ooh and that's how these drivers want to be. They want to just simply drive without having to pay attention to a cyclist. They feel that they should be able to drive with quasi-awareness. It's one of the first statements that I ever made about this saga, about Kevin Devlin when he first stopped me. That they want the drivers to be able to drive quasi-aware. It does come down to money because of the fantastic amounts of money that can be made off of everything bit of. When I say big auto, I mean everything that's associated with it. The gasoline, the price of the car, the insurance, the ticketing, paying tickets, even both prosecution and defense lawyers. Defense lawyers in the area, be it private counsel or public defenders, it all hinges, it all orbits the motor vehicle. I mean, even, I don't know, the drug trade, the drug cartel, although drugs and cars tend to go hand in hand, so, the motor vehicle, it is at the epicenter and it drives so much in terms of funding a city and state. And here I am advocating something that directly threatens their primary source of income, cycling. Something that they don't make any money off of unless they start to warp the law, unless they start to say that yes, this is practical. Attempting to lane share, it's practical. Of course, except for when it's their police officers and first responders who are on the side of that lane, responding to an emergency or traffic stop. Then suddenly, it's not so practical. Suddenly they want you to move over. Why? Because their life matters and a cyclist does not. Alright, this is hard. I'm going to upload on the contract phone, and it's a very slow and arduous deal. Yes, paying the fines is not a viable option. They'll just write more tickets. Allowing myself to be killed by the motor traffic. We see how it's treated. There's very little investigation. They shouldn't have been on the road. That's all they'll say in the report. Cyclist was on a busy road and should have gone. That'll be like, the final notes. should have chosen an alternate route. We see Officer Ralph Burke, Pleasantville Police Department. He wasn't satisfied with lane sharing. He wants to just simply ban cyclists from the road. Do you see the cancer? Do you see the hegemonic encroachment on rights? They're just going to continue and continue. All right, as predicted, our noisy everything is here when you go to record. So I'm gonna end this. I'm hungry and not hungry. I'm sleepy and not sleepy. I am filled with fear and anxiety. I only have days left to live. I'm trying not to be too dramatic, because I don't know how to deal with you people. I can tell you how I feel. I tell you how I feel. I guess either you'll help or you won't. Please help me. Please help my bicycle. I don't want anything to happen to it. Total Control 871.